So much of the, when we get into monetizing of it is how many other sites are linking to you, and the information that your bots are bringing back. So we spend, and this is part of that basic, along with the WordPress database. This is the next big thing, because this is what can make or break you. That whole story, and there's a slide, and we're not going to get to it. This presentation will be up on there. There's a lot of really cool slides and there, cool videos in there, but 45 minutes. Pay-per-click, as I said before, this is the another way of monetizing your system. We spend on that. Social media marketing. We have one. We start in our non-credit technician e-marketing technician certificate. Once again, that's a certificate that the company hires that individual to come in and maintain their website, their YouTube channel, help them with all their optimization and monetization of it. Social media is the other big one. It's in other words, they're the ones they're developing it. They're following the trends. Everything else is going on. So that's a big part of the program we're teaching. Email is still important. Don't let anybody tell you that it isn't. It's doing it right, and how to make it the top of the game. So email marketing is a huge part of on there. Display banner ads are still also another are still important, and we teach that, and we see that as an important element of any of our e-marketing program. Okay, once again, different people can know that. Affiliate marketing. This is the secret of YouTube, collaborations, and we teach collaborations. For instance, we had a young woman come in, and she was doing she had a business, and so her YouTube channel for business was dealing with cosmetics for people of color. And once she was set up with her channel and her content coming in, we then began to work with her so she could begin to reach out and collaborate with other channels that complement it. So there were fashion channels, there were accessory channels. In other words, where they now began to share. So this becomes an important part. This is all done in our basic. That basic 15-and-a-half-week non-credit course that we use as our gateway course, or our new term, the hinge course, or whatever they want to call it, that gets people in, gets them in other words, there's no cost for it. They're able to get they can walk away with I think enough, I like to put it, they walk away with enough to get them in trouble. That's what I like. And then they come back, and then they take our credit, our certificate. We take our credit certificate in marketing, and we now package it as stackable, because our for credit one is 18 units, and we package them in 6. After you take 2, you've got another skill, and you can get going. But we find that our non-credit option is a favorite among businesses. It's a favorite among people who are unsure about college, unsure about they have the time, don't have the money, but they really want to get into it. And if you're not taking advantage of the whole non-credit, your adult education block grants, it funds it funds the development, it funds the trial works of it and everything else. You should really get in touch with your block grant coordinators and take a really good look at non-credit. One thing for non-credit. If you're going to do this in digital media, it has to lead to a certificate. And so what we do is that in that 15-and-a-half week, it's actually 2 courses put in there to get 2 of these special non-credit courses that equal that certificate. Because if you don't, you won't collect the portion of it. You won't collect the portion of it. And the way we were able to sell this to our administration and everything else, once the state came through with the change in non-credit, is that we can do this. It doesn't cost people money, and it gives you a portion of it. And that they dealt with very easily. Content marketing. This is also a big part of our program, and also of basic things for e-marketing. This is also in this once again, these are all the things that are in the basic way. If you look at it, online reputation management. This is I should actually move this one to the top, because they said we get more inquiries about this than almost anything else. Bad reviews, disgruntled customers, keeping that positive look. online reputation management. But those are the elements that comes in. You're gonna, okay. Wow. As I said, when I looked at this, I said, it's just like my students always gonna laugh because I have like, I said, oh, you only have 4 slides, the class is 3 hours. I said, but I'm only gonna get through 2 of them.
Join me in showing appreciation for Professor Carter's.
This is online. It's much more than that. There's resources. There's some links in there that'll get you into all the credit stuff. It also talks about, I didn't get a chance to talk about it, is an e-marketing association. I want to mention this real quick. I know I'm going to go over. We're all measured by our certifications, everything else. There's a link here a little bit later on for the e-marketing association. What they do a couple of things. You don't have to reinvent the wheel. Okay, and for individual businesses and government and schools, they have online courses you can take the modules, incorporate them into your own, take it through your own curriculum process. They have certifications. That's the other thing. It's just like, you want any money now, grant money, you gotta get certifications. E-Marketing Association will give you, and there's a link at the end of the, actually you can Google it also, E-Mark, and they have a list of certifications on there. Your school can also kind of like we do with Certiport. We pay an annual fee for Certiport so we can give all the certification tests. E-Marketing Association will sell you a packet of certifications that you can then administer inside the class. We take and we put they have a basic e-marketing certification, we tie to this one. So they're getting a certificate, an industry certificate, and everything else. So that's at the end, so that's a really big important thing. Yeah.
Where is it?
For the presentation today.
The presentation on the
It's on the app for the conference.
The app.
It's not downloading online, so
It's only on the app, it's not online?
That's what